What's up, y'all? Today I want to teach you about slappies. These are my favorite trick in skateboarding and in the game too. They showed us these in the player council early on and I was so excited. So I'm happy y'all get to play with them now. The first thing I want you to do is open your map. Where I'm standing is at the top of a hill. This is going to be the easiest place to learn these. And you can skate to the bottom of the hill and just set a session marker up here and get back to the top. Along with that, I suggest opening your settings. You're going to do a few things. Go to general, go down to world, make sure traffic is off. It's a lot easier to do these on this hill without the cars coming back and forth. Then I want you to go to gameplay and go to trick toggles. You're going to turn on a few tricks. First, obviously, you need to turn on slappies. You need to turn on wallies. I'm going to show you something later that uses wallies. Wallies require ollie. Turn that on. Make sure the quick ollie version is off. Then I want you to go to advanced and turn on sideways ollie control. We're going to use this later too. But for this first part, just the slappies is all you need. So go to the hill, set your session marker, enjoy the traffic-free hill. And to do a regular slappy, which is just running into the curb and doing a 50-50, you just run into it. That's it. No input whatsoever. You press B to get out. You can also press the left stick in the opposite direction of the curb to get out if you prefer that. That's a new feature in the game. So yeah, that's a slappy. It's pretty easy. Once you learn that, you can do variations of slappies. You can do 5-0, nose grind, board slide, lip slide. We'll try to do all those in one take here on the hill. So hold down on the right stick to do a 5-0. Hold up on the right stick to do a nose grind. Hold the right stick in the opposite direction of the curb to do a lip slide. And then if you want to do a board slide, just hold it in the direction of the curb. Whoops. Oh, we didn't do it in one take. Here, front board. There we go. If you hold your stick more down, you won't get that nollie animation. That was just me messing up there, but you get the point. Just go up and down the hill and practice those. You can also do like crooked grinds and salad grinds by just holding it in a direction. You can see my truck's bending, but you do kind of have to scoop the stick down a little bit to get it to go into that specific crook or salad direction, whatever you're doing. So the next step with slappies is variations that are a little more difficult than those variations we just did. You can do tail slides and you can do blunt slides. Right now you cannot do slappy smiths or feebles. They're working on it. They will be in eventually. But for now, we're going to work on tails and we're going to work on blunts. So while you're riding at a curb, you're going to have to squat with the right stick by pulling it down and then slowly scoop to the right or scoop to the left. You can also do this in nollie in either direction. You have to scoop really slow so that you don't accidentally do shove-its. So in application, you're gonna go at the curb to do, say, a nose blunt, hold nollie and scoop away from the curb, and you will get into it like that. You can hold down for as long as you want before getting to that curb and doing the trick that you want. So keep that in mind. It makes it a lot easier. So front tail, down, scoop towards the curb. Oops, let's try that again. Down, scoop towards the curb, and you get into a tail. So that's the variations. Just keep trying those over and over until it's like second nature. So now that you've learned those, we're gonna come down here to the bottom of the hill. See, there's the hill we were on. Here is the long white curb. This is one of my favorite curbs in the game because you can ride onto it. You can do it like a slappy without doing the inputs that we just learned. You can kind of slash into it. So you can do back smiths by just power sliding onto it. That's kind of how we did them in Skate 3. But you can also do kind of what eventually might be the smith input, which you see right there. I kind of pushed my right stick to the right and scooped up. That's how you would do a smith on transition. So hold down and then right and scoop up, and you'll kind of dip them out a little more. It's pretty cool. You can't do feebles on this as far as I know. I've tried a whole bunch to just like ride on and then press it, but I'm sure somebody out there can do it. I wish you could do feebles on this. Maybe you can by power sliding like the opposite direction. Ooh, maybe. Let's see. That might be tough. I don't know. Send me some clips. I want to see it. So, you know, what's cool about this curb too is that you can totally power slide into it, which you can't do on other curbs right now, the normal slappy curbs. So you can do some cool variations specifically here on this spot, you know, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So this is the last thing that I want to show y'all. These are not really slappies. You can kind of make it look like a slappy sometime if you really nail it. Most of the time when I do this, I get a little too much height and I kind of pop over grind. So it doesn't look like a slappy, but Wally pop over, big slappy, whatever you want to call it. This is why I had you turn on directional ollies and Wallies, and Wallies require ollies. So we'll start with directional ollies. To do a directional ollie, you squat down to ollie with the right stick, and then you flick your left stick in the direction you want to ollie. So left diagonally or right diagonally on the left stick. It should look like this. You kind of ollie a little bit to the side. If you flick to the left, you'll go left. If you flick to the right, you go right. So incorporate that with a Wally, which the Wallies you just ollie right next to a wall. Whoops. Well, we almost did the slappy version right there. To do a Wally, you just ollie near a wall, and you'll do that. So incorporate them both, and you can do cool little Wally ollies like over the stairs like that, or you can do big slappy Wally things. I don't know what you would call it, but that's a really fun one. The directional ollie, it may not help a ton, but I feel like it tends to keep me on the left side of the ledge on this spot. You know, if I don't use that, it sends me over the ledge. And then yeah, flick pretty slow to keep your ollies low. To pop low, you just flick really slow to the point where you almost like don't ollie at all. But yeah, that's a super fun one. That about covers it. I hope that gave you some insight into slappies and kind of speeds up your learning process. One of the next videos I want to learn is on transition grinds, which you would think this spot would function like a curb, but it actually functions like transition. So I will teach you how to do some cool stuff like that little tail I just did right there in the next video. Peace.